Hello, my Mad Yogi tribe. This is your Mad Yogi Eileen bringing you your home yoga practice essentials. The primary principle of my yoga practice, especially when you're doing it at home, is safety first and practicality. I know that not all of us will have all the yoga props that are available in studios or health centers or in gyms, but we are going to go through the props that you're going to need and the alternatives that you can get from your home. And I do trust that you'll have these alternatives. But first, I do want you to gather all of these props in one place, in your own yoga place, your own yoga space in your home, yeah? And you can all bunch them up, you can all put them in to maybe you have an extra bag. Shout out to my sister-in-law, she made me this. You can have an extra bag, or if you have shopping bags. I have a shopping bag here from a friend, gave it to me Christmas time. If you have a tote like this, you can also put all of your props here. Or if you have an extra laundry basket, why not? Use your laundry basket. And you can also have, if you have one of these plastic crates, it's a really, really good container for your yoga props, yeah? So you don't have to have a really nice IKEA basket like what I'm using for my plants, like this. If you also, of course, have a nice basket or a nice IKEA crate or whatever to place your yoga props in, you're welcome to use those, of course, but barring those, any big container or any container that will fit your yoga props will do, okay? Next off, mats. I know some of us won't have our own yoga mats. You can still do yoga, maybe on your carpet or on your floorboards, but please be aware that yoga mats do give you that tackiness, that grip that keeps you safe so you don't slip and slide all over the place. Floorboards can sometimes do that, especially when you're sweating. Carpets can also do that, especially when you're sweating. Or maybe you've put something on your hands like moisturizers, you can slip. So please be safe, please be careful. If you don't have a yoga mat, you can always use a towel. Maybe a textured towel, yeah? You can place it on the floor and you can use that. But again, please just be safe because sometimes you can still slide on towels. But whether you have a mat or not, I do recommend that you still bring a towel with you, fold it, or if you don't have extra towels at home, I have a big piece of cloth here. In the Philippines, we call it a malo. Yeah, it's a tube garment. Actually, it's a multi-purpose tube garment. Anyway, if you're a crafter and you have a big piece of cloth with you, use that. A towel and a big piece of cloth, or a blanket that's thin enough and light enough will also be good for Shavasana. But what I'm doing here is I'm folding it into a good size that when I'm down on my knees and my knees need padding, I can just get the towel, slide it under my knees, and my knees are protected, yeah? So please do the same, especially if you have knee issues. So that's the mat and mat alternatives, your containers, and now on to the other props. Let's start with yoga straps. This is a formal yoga strap. They come in buckles or in cinch as well. They are non-stretchy. Yeah, and we use yoga straps as an extension for our arms. For example, in this pose, yeah, the the cow face pose, you can use your strap as an extension of your arms until maybe you can hold on to your own fingers. If you don't have straps, that's okay, don't stress. You can use a non-stretchy scarf. You'll hear me say non-stretchy a lot for this prop. A non-stretchy scarf, and it's the same, yeah? You can use it the same. You can use, if you don't want to ruin your scarves, the practice won't ruin your scarves, but if you don't want to use your scarves, I understand. You can use a bandana, a big one though, yeah? You lengthen it out to its fullest length, holding on to the corners. Hold it tight. You can even wrap your hand around it if you want to. Just be careful that you don't hurt your own hands. And you can use it the same way. If you don't have a big handkerchief, you don't have a big bandana, and I trust all households will have this next one. Use a tea towel. Yeah? Again, I trust everyone has at least one tea towel. Bunch it up on the short edge. Hold on to it tight. Now do it on the other side, on my difficult side. And you can use that as well. Now, I keep saying non-stretchy, yeah? Because when you're walking your hands on your strap, or even this way, when you're putting pressure on the strap and it's stretchy, it can throw off your balance, yeah? And it transfers that force onto the stretchiness of the strap and not into your muscles. The purpose of straps is to just have an extension of the hands. So if your straps are stretchy, that lengthening, that flexibility action transfers to your strap and not really to your muscles. That's why I keep saying non-stretchy piece of cloth, just to bring action of the stretch, of the lengthening to your muscles and not to the prop. Yeah? Oh, by the way, for your knees as well, if you have a cushion, a thin one, I'm trying to show you the thinness of my cushion. If you have a thin cushion, you can also use that for your knees. You can also use that for your knees, especially when we have kneeling poses like camel poses, or maybe, when we are going up and down and twisting on our knees. A soft, thinnish cushion is also good to protect your knees. Yoga essentials. Now, next, we are doing, I know you might be looking at my bottles of liquid detergent over there. I'm saving that for last. Blocks. 2 blocks. Yeah? Sometimes you only need 1. Sometimes, because we have 2 hands, we need 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, and I will just quickly show you. By the way, if you have beveled blocks, and I'll just go closer to the camera to show you. If you have beveled blocks, can you see that one? I recommend that you only bring it as high as this setting. Purpose of that is when you have beveled blocks and it's on the highest setting and you put weight on it, it has a tendency to go all wobbly on you. Yeah, especially if you're unfamiliar using a block and your arm wobbles. That motion transfers to your block and your block wobbles. I don't want you falling out of your pose. If you don't have blocks, you can use this tool. Yeah? You can use this tool for your poses. Yeah? Even your revolve triangles. It's a good height. But if you want to pare it back, if that's still too low for you, because it's not just the extension of the arms, maybe it's the depth of the pose. If that's too low for you, come and use a higher stool. Or I have a chair here with me. You can also use a chair, but something light enough that you can maneuver quite easily on and off your mat, yeah, or your space if you don't have a mat. And for stools, you can even do this with forward folds. If you can't go all the way down, or you're not feeling like it, or maybe you're pregnant, widen your feet, and this is your forward fold. Or you can come lower, and this is your forward fold, yeah? Now, barring a high stool, a low stool, or a chair, if none of those are available, I do recommend that you position yourself, your mat, or your mat space close to a wall. Close to a wall, close to a windowsill, and you can use that for your balancing, yeah? Not a single leg balance, maybe in these poses, maybe in warrior ones. You can have one arm up and the other hand holding on to your windowsill. Maybe warrior two, I'm showing it to you with my back turned to you, and you need, let's do it this way, and you need some support. Bring your front arm forward, and my back hand is holding on to the windowsill. And you can do that as well. It's very supportive, yeah? Because what we don't want to do in any of the poses where you require more balance is to fall out. So support yourself. Now, going on to my liquid detergent bottles. Every now and then, it is nice to use weights in your practice, yeah? For example, we're going to have from warrior two to something like this, and you're moving. It's really nice to have that extra weight on your arms. If you don't have weights, you can always use a pair of the same container, yeah? Maybe you have old milk jugs, or juice, that's what I was trying to say, or juice. Or I like actually the shape of this liquid detergent. It's a good grip for my hands. And when you're moving, even with 1 liter containers for each hand, and you're doing it a lot, it will actually really give you a good workout, yeah? Just added weight. But if you don't want any weights on your hands, that's fine. Just leave them alone. Don't use them. But the other upside of using weights is it gives your hands something to do, because I see a lot of hands that are kind of floppy this way and floppy that way and not really doing anything. Or they may be, for example, in warrior one, they may be together, but they're actually just kind of, how shall I put it, just tenderly pressing against each other, and there's no real activation there. That's why I do like using weights, because you're giving your hands something to do. You're holding on to your weight, whether that's actual, gym weights or household weights. You're giving your arms something to do. So that's why I like using weights, and you can use actual gym weights. By the way, yeah, don't go beyond 1.5. If you're a big person, big strong person, and you're used to using weights, maybe you can use 2 kilogram weights as well, but no heavier than that. More than 2 kilograms, I believe it's too heavy and bordering on unsafe. So that's my recommendation for that, at least. Else am I going to tell you about that? I think that's it. Thank you very much, my Mad Yogi tribe.